Go home and get your fucking shine box.
What's going on, folks? Great to be with you. You see me on Jesse? If you blinked, you didn't. I've seen longer subliminal messages. But I'm glad he had me on. He's a fucking good dude. And anytime he can get a little... I don't even have time to get the plugs in. That's half the reason you do those things. But whatever. Glad he had me back on. Thank God for Lizzo's ass. Everybody grabbed onto that one. Literally. Whack, 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 whack. You've been watching those hearings. We'll get to them in a few minutes. Let me tell you something, what the problem is. Let's start. You know how Trump's going to go after, when he starts deporting people, the criminals first? He should do that with Congress. Well, he can't, but I'm saying somebody should do that with Congress and go after the women first. Women Democrats, I should say. They are the fucking problem. Liz Warren, that Hirono, I call her, when people see her coming, they go, her, oh no. She's ugly. She's mean. Pretty sure she's a dyke. She slurs her words. Cuckoo. All these women. Elizabeth Warren. Again, all ugly as tree stumps. I don't think that's a coincidence where their anger comes from. My theory. Just going after Hegseth like old ladies and just everything about sexual harassment, this, that, and the other thing. And somebody should say, we're trying to nominate the Secretary of Defense, not the Pope. Shut up. One of the Republicans, we'll get to this in the show a little later. One of the Republicans who was obviously a big fan of Hegseth saw all that shit and just asked questions like this. I think his name was Sheehy from Wyoming or Montana. Pete, Mr. Hegseth, what kind of caliber bullet you use in an M4? How many people enlisted in the Marines? How many in the Navy? How many in the Air Force? Of course, he had all the numbers down. How many push-ups can you do? Hegseth goes, I did 5 sets of 47 this morning, which I'm sure he did. The guy's a great job. 47th as 47th president. Huh? Yep. I bet you that went over their heads too. It was beautiful. And then he looked at those witches and guys like Tim Kaine trying to question this guy's morality. And like I said yesterday, if you're already taking bullets for me, you know what? He should be automatic. How about that? Automatically you could let some of this shit slide, but it's all they have. Oh my God. Anyways, and then that Republican guy that asked the easy questions, before he was done, he looked at the women and Tim Kaine and goes, because they accused Pete Hegseth of coming to work drunk at Fox. They brought up all the shit that's never been confirmed by anybody. And he goes to the senators and congresswomen. Let me ask you a question. You know anybody here who's come to the vote at night drunk here in D.C.? Yeah, you do. Do you know any senators or governors who have cheated, congressmen who have cheated on their spouses? Yeah, you do. It's that simple. If you could get the fucking left off their moral high horse, which is hilarious. They're the most immoral people there are. Tim Kaine questioning the sexual actions of Pete Hegseth when he's best friends with Bill Clinton for the last 40 years. Suck a dick and die, scumbag. Sorry, strong language. Oh. I'll save the rest for later. I heard Blumenthal this morning questioning Pam Bondi, who's going to be the attorney general, hopefully. Oh, my God. Did she let him have it double barrels? What else? What did I do last night? Bruins game, excellent. Playing Tampa Bay. They played them last week. It ended in a fight right at their buzzer. Tampa Bay kind of beat up on the Bruins pretty good. But one of their guys cross-checked our tough guy in the face right at the end of the game, and all hell broke loose. And so I was sitting down last night like a kid going, let's see how long it takes to come out. The guy's name is Lilleberger or something. First period, nothing. Very chippy, though. A lot of dirty play, vicious checks. Second period, watching the puck, all of a sudden you hear the crowd going, ah. I'm like, pan the camera to the fight. Yeah. Sure enough, Trent Frederick, who's a Bruins tough guy, you wouldn't know it. He's got a baby face. He made his name by beating up Tom Wilson, his second game in the league. Tom Wilson's the baddest ass in hockey. I don't give a fuck. He's been suspended multiple times for cheap shots. He can fight like a mother. He's handsome. Type of guy you fucking hate. Trent Frederick fucking whipped him like fucking the second game of the Bruins or whatever. Anyways, I know you guys don't care about it. I just love hockey fights. It's a very Boston thing. Sure enough, they cut to the camera. Both guys throw their gloves off. They're like this for about 2 minutes. They're pulling up their elbow pads. And Trent Frederick just unloaded on this motherfucker. I mean, he's just they're talking about getting rid of Frederick because he hasn't been scoring much. Got to keep him. Got to keep. I've yet to see anybody even come lay a finger on him. He lost one fight, I think. What about it? And I got to hand credit to this is why I love hockey. You got to hand credit to the Tampa Bay guy who said, yeah, I know this is coming. Let's fucking do it. He didn't run from it. He fucking welcomed it. There's no other sport where that type of shit goes down. It's so fucking fun. I'm 12 years old at heart. You know that. Anyways, that was good. And that's it, I guess. I had other shit. I can't. Again, woke up at 5:35 this morning for no fucking reason whatsoever. Other than the prostitute slammed the door on the way out. Now listen. Did I bring up Jesse? Yeah, I did. Why would you bring that up again? Let's get to it. Thinking outside the box. President-elect Trump announced Tuesday, listen to this. This is why you got to love this guy and the people who he surrounded himself with. He announced he's going to create an external, as opposed to internal revenue service, external revenue office upon his return to the White House that will collect all foreign-sourced revenue, such as tariffs. That's a good idea. Instead of doing shit piecemeal and you have 19 agencies. He says, for far too long, we have relied on taxing our great people using the IRS through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements. The American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. Try arguing with that, you bunch of lefty cockapoo-poos. I'll clean it up.
Yes, sir.
He says, I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service. ERS. Oh, ERS. I thought it was servicers. To collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. Tariff collection currently falls under the authority of what? The U.S. Customs and Border Protection. CB. Really? Don't they got enough to do? Yeah. Which is part of the Department of Homeland Security. And we all know how great that's going, Mayorkas. But Brian Riley, seen here, doing the imitation of the Gorton's fisherman. But Brian Riley from the National Taxpayers Union pointed out that the federal government collects duties from U.S. importers, raising questions about how the proposed agency would even work. Of course, somebody had to smarten up. Alternatively, economist E.J. Anthony, a guy who apparently works underground in a cave, hasn't seen sun in 44 years, of the Heritage Foundation, that's a right-wing think tank, told the Post that I really, really love this idea. So,
oh boy, is this
take it
great.
Easy. Anything that gets us away from income taxes and towards tariffs is a great idea. See, a lot of people on the left like, this tariff thing's going to hurt the economy. And Biden's out there before he leaves telling everybody he's left a great economy. Oh, my God, I'm getting chills. Added Anthony saying that the ERS will likely come about through transformation of a current agency, which is smart, too. And then you got Doge. Don't forget Elon Musk and my boy Vivek. They're going to take a chainsaw to a lot of this shit. This is great. Doesn't that sound like a good... He hasn't even got to office yet, and he's already come up with like 3 things that douchebag, meaning Kamala and the old man, could never think of in a million friggin' years. Do you picture Biden coming up with that, or anybody that works in administration? No, they're too busy looking for racism and sexual harassment and marginalized groups. All that's been undone. Again, I said this yesterday, and I feel for those people that lost everything and shit, except for people like DiCaprio, who jumps in his private plane and fucking flies away and still saying it's climate change. Fucking people. But all this between New Orleans exposing the incompetence of the DEI hires, it's almost like God. I'm nervous about Trump. Again, I'm nervous about his safety, even at the inauguration. Anyways, Let's stay on Dum Dum that I just brought up. Salad bar is open. You know what that means. Vice President Kamala Harris served up some of her trademark word salad Monday. She should change her last name to Romaine. What other lettuce are there? Bib? Iceberg. That's the one That's the one my mother would try to sneak in, and I'd get mad. I said, I'm a romaine. I thought my father slapped me once. My mother goes, do you want salad? I go, what kind of lettuce? I didn't finish the word lettuce. My father went, he reached up, bang, and then we had company. My sister's father-in-law was laughing his balls off. Mr. Bevan, he goes, you deserve that. My father... Monday during a White House briefing on the devastating L.A. wildfires. Vice President Harris, 60, urged Southern... They throw in her age there. Who gives a fuck? Her pussy's 160. Harris, 60, urged Southern California residents displaced by widespread evacuation orders to remain patient. That's what you want to do when your dog's on fire. As first responders work to ensure neighborhoods are safe to re-enter. However, several ex-users noted that it took the vice president far more words, that would be the salad, than necessary to express her point. Be patient means the same thing. This is what somebody posted. But listen to this word salad, somebody tweeted. Listen to her. Instead of just saying be patient, this is what people who try to be intelligent. It's like a lot of athletes who use the word basically. They'll throw in basically to sound intelligent. Basically what we did, basically we ran well, basically or did you? I learned that from, I'm a real literalist, I call it. Words either mean something or they don't. And listen to her. This reminds me of me taking a high school essay test and trying to fill it in with bullshit. Roll it.
This work is still very much in progress, and so it's critically important that to the extent you can find anything that gives you an ability to be patient in this extremely dangerous
gives you the ability to be
unprecedented crisis that you do.
Will you shut up? Will you please shut up?
She kept going on and on, by the way. And Biden started it first. He was explaining what it looked like in L.A. Like a war zone. Houses upon houses destroyed. And then there'd be one that had nice green lawn. It reminded me of like World War II. The Revolutionary, which is the one I fought in. The Civil Rights War. And then the War of the Indians in 1850 against the French and the Chinese. And shit was burnt. And then it'd be a nice lawn. And it was very sporadic. And she had to cut in with her fucking croutons and dressing. And it was like watching a visiting angel trying to clean up shit after the old man cucketed himself. Oh my God, how in God's name? And I'll say it again and again. Trump won the last election too. That's all I'm going to say. Just based on the numbers he got this time. Even if he didn't get shot and all that, he didn't get, I'm telling you. We're bringing that up later in the show because there was some questioning today by that jerk off I told you from Connecticut. Anyways, let's change it up a little bit. Let's bring in some sports. This is why I stopped going to live sporting events about 30 years ago because guys like this would be sitting next to me and whatever. I'd rather lay on a couch with an 88-inch screen TV, fucking shot in 11K. I mean, fuck it, I'm getting Ray Lewis's blood on me after a tackle. That's why I don't need to go to the fucking game. Philly fans, I got to tell you, I love you, Philly. You're a great comedy town. But sports brings out the fucking worst in you. Well, I shouldn't say that because Boston's pretty edgy too. But you guys always, look, you set the mark when you pelted Santa Claus with ice balls in the 70s at Veterans Stadium. That thing was shown on NFL films for 100 years. Santa Claus getting drilled with 100 ice balls. That made me laugh till I shit my... Since then, there's been 1,000 incidents. And not just Philly, I understand that. But you guys, you really take your shit seriously. Isn't the Liberty Bell enough? Or Rocky Balboa? Anyways, the headline to this, and you might have seen it, it's probably went viral. Shithead canned. This past weekend, an Eagles fan involved in the now infamous viral video that showed him hurling vulgar insults at a female Packers fan has been sacked from his job. Whoever wrote this is the United States. You get fired. You're not in the fucking UK. You don't get sacked. The elevator's not a lift. The tunnel's not a fucking tube. And French fries aren't fucking chips. He gets sacked from. Does that make you feel cultured, you dinkweed? I hate you.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
You hear sacked? You're sacked. You're sacked. You suck. You sacked. You suck.
You're fired.
You suck my sack. Fucking assholes. BCT Partners, a DEI-focused management consultant firm based in, DEI. No wonder why their response to this was so politically correct. I didn't even realize. DEI-based management consulting firm. Oh, it's in East Brunswick, New Jersey. I know right with that. I almost got a ticket drunk on the turnpike coming home from a gig after I did coffee shots on stage. Still remember it. Black cop pulled me over, not far from East Rutherford, I don't think. And I told you, it was a Jersey turnpike. It was at night. Black cop, he's got a dip in like he's a redneck sheriff. And luckily, he couldn't stand on the driver's side because the traffic was right there. So I put down my passenger window. Otherwise, I would have knocked him out with my breath. I was on stage and some guy handed me coffee Patron. Coffee-flavored tequila. It was like eating a booby. Oh, my God. Did about 6 shots. I could have been... Honest to God, I swear to God, that and I put my lights on. This is what you should do at night, black guys. Put your dome lights on. Put your hands where they can see them, and they're a lot nicer to you. Don't go, what's up, motherfucker? I ain't do nothing. Based in East Brunswick, announced the firing in a statement Tuesday night that they had concluded their internal investigation and decided to part company with the employee, which is the guy you're about to see at the Phillies-Packers game in Philly. And boy, what a jack-off this guy is. And I allow a lot of shit. It's because I understand sports. And we had a kid named Brian Duggan who I played football with. He's a year older than me. Tough fucking kid. Always got arrested for fighting with cops and shit. And a good football player. He's just fucking tough kid. Anyways, one infamous night, a Monday night game, Jets-Patriots, a brawl broke out. To this day, that they changed rules about they shut down beer sales after the third quarter because of this game. It was in the New York Times because a guy had a heart attack and a cop was trying to give the guy CPR and then one of the fans was pissing on the cop. How's that, Dallas, for drinking? And in that same game, the picture, I think it was the New York Times. Excuse me. The picture of the Times or the Boston Globe was a guy like this, had another guy with it, Brian Duggan. Kid I played with. That's a guy I played with. Oh, that made me laugh. Anyhow, here's a Philly fan just really getting out of line.
After reviewing the play, the runner was short of the goal line. They got one more yard though. They're close. Yeah, but they're not in. It's not a touchdown. Yeah. So you don't in the air. Okay, well.
Pause. He calls the girl a dumbass at first, and then he goes after the boyfriend. Yeah, but it's not a touchdown. You don't jerk off or something before the whatever the fuck.
You don't put your hands up in the air.
Yeah, you don't put your hands up in the air. Can you imagine his focus is on a young girl? This drunken, he looks like he's my age. Go ahead.
Don't call her. Don't. She's an ugly dumb.
Pause. He goes, she's an ugly, dumb. Now, that's all right in a comedy club, but I'm on stage. Not at a football game. Can you imagine fucking saying that to a young girl? And now, I know people are going to go, the boyfriend's a pussy to do it. First of all, he's outnumbered. We've seen how this could end, right? He did the right thing because you're going to get arrested. You know, zero tolerance, so they arrest everybody, the victim and whoever the fuck. So he did the right thing. And go ahead, play some more.
Cool. End of the third quarter. Yup.
He goes, Oh, so you're not going to do anything? Then shut the fuck up. All right. What a imagine? And like I said, you got to hold your tongue there, or you're going to get in a brawl. And I said there's ways of doing it. You just go, okay, the game's over. You let them go first. And you kind of get behind them, a couple people behind them. This is when you're young and really like the Eagles. Then you dry gulch them, as they used to say. Anyways, this guy, while they did not refer to the employee by name, the disgraced Eagle fan identity was confirmed to the New York Post to be Ryan Caldwell.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
He's since been banned. Oh, boy, looks like he's been banned from the stadium. In the exchange caught on video, Caldwell called Allie Keller a dumb C during Sunday's NFC wildcard game between the Eagles and the Packers at Lincoln Field. BCT Partners, that's the DEI-based firm, condemned Caldwell's actions without condemning the individual. In keeping with our company values, which are firmly centered on respect, this was so PC, I almost started pulling for the guy. Centered on respect, dignity, and inclusion. Well, he included women in it. What are you going to... We have decided to part company with the employee. And it went on to say all kinds of politically correct crap. Oh, my God. Anyways, that guy's done. Imagine you're at a game, you get drunk, caught on video, and now you're out of a job. I would say it sort of fits the crime. Anyways, before I go any further, ladies and gentlemen, tour dates. NickDip.com, click on it. February 20th, Bricktown Comedy Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The next night, February 21st, Funny Bone, St. Louis, Missouri. And then March 13th at Hyena's, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Never been there. Looking forward to it. April 25th, Cohoes Music Hall, Cohoes, New York. And there's going to be more. May 15 and... Well, we're already talking about May, Della. May 15 and 16. Isn't that creepy? And we're going... That's a long ways away. May 15 and 16, Zanies, Rosemont, Illinois. And go to nickdip.com. If you want to support the show, by the way, go to my site, get some merchandise. We have a lot of new stuff. We got the Nick DiPaolo hats, hoodies, mug, T-shirts. Nick DiPaolo, these are new butt plugs. Nipple clamps, designed by my grandmother back in Italy. She used to crush wine with these things. And... crushed wine or grapes. Anyway, so grab all that stuff. Mug, hoodie, T-shirt, baseball, whatever. Go to Nick Dip. If you're watching the free version of this show, you can watch full episodes. I'm so blind, Dallas. Of my show and Louder with Crowder and all exclusive Rumble content ad-free with one subscription. Ad-free with one subscription. Click the link in the description below, then click the Rumble Premium button. And you're all set. You won't need another... I don't feel good.
Hi, good night, everybody.